Good morning, everybody. My name is Louise from Clarity Crafts here in the UK. Welcome to Groovi Tuesday. Hope everybody is doing well. It's a lovely sunny day here in Kent, Edenbridge, Kent, which is lovely. It's nice to wake up and see some sun. I'm going to do my usual ramble until all of our lovely friends are in the room. So we're going to continue with the lovely Linda Williams card today. We've got today and next Tuesday, I think, left of this one. So it's been really lovely to spend some time just grooving along, following Linda Williams' demo. So as I've said before, I just think that this lovely card just deserved to have some time to kind of break all the elements down to see how Linda Williams thinks and how to create a lovely card. So that's what we're going to be doing, carrying on with today. I enjoyed Sunday shows. They were really good. I love the Clarity Street and the Painter. They're so brilliant. I did buy the Clarity Street stamp because I loved it so much, because sometimes I do a little bit of art journaling, sometimes when I just want to get a little bit messy and inky, and just kind of like just not think too much. And it's good for my eyesight because I just slap paint on or ink on, and then I don't have to like strain my eyes or anything. So it's just fun just to sometimes do something a little bit different. But I do love my Groovi, so I always come back to my Groovi. But yeah, sometimes you just want to get a little bit messy, which I think a lot of our friends actually, most of us like to do both. You know, we have stamps and stencils, and we absolutely love all of the lovely designs that come out of Clarity Stamp, and you see all of the lovely new creations. And then we also are groovers as well. So it's really lovely to have that crossover. And I know a lot of you who are Diamond members probably think the same, is that it's really lovely to get inky and messy, but also sometimes it's nice to get into the groove and just be nice and calm. And I can lose myself for hours in Groovi, and before you know it, it's the end of the evening and it's 11 o'clock at night, and you think, oh, I better go to bed because I've got to get up early tomorrow. So let me sound is all good. Thank you very much, Jane. Okay, so let me go onto the chat and see how everybody is this morning. Lovely. We've got some lovely friends in the room. Wonderful. So yes, I know we in our last week we got a little bit. Well, I got a little bit messy. I had to clean my hands with the Dorso crayons in the first module of the colouring course. We had a lot of fun. Like, me and Paul were just playing, experimenting, and really putting the Dorso crayons through the paces. The nice thing about Dorso crayons is that they can work, on Groovi, but also can be used on like journaling or stamp projects and stencils, because if you've got a little bit of Dorso, you can dorse them onto anything, card or Groovi parchment. So yeah, it's some really wonderful uses for those. So I think everybody had a lot of fun. I saw all the lovely cards that were on Groovi Worldwide, and also the Circle platform. Saw the lovely cards of what people have created, and it's really lovely to see that everybody enjoyed the first module. It really does. It makes my day, because I think I'm always thinking, always trying to make sure that everybody learns something and brings something out of the module. So yeah, it's nice to see when everybody can just really enjoy it. So yeah, so that was good. And then tomorrow we've got our second module of the colouring course. So that's going to really be good, because we're going to be using the Perga colours. So that's going to be fun. Yes, so Jane's right. They're really good for mixed media projects. It's oil pastels. I mean, that's all they are. So, but they're just designed to work on parchment, but are absolutely perfect on mixed media projects as well. So yes, let me stop talking. We've got our lovely friends in the room. So I'm going to show you, where is it? This card. Here's it. There goes the tool. See, that's why it's supposed to be in the tool caddy, because that happens to me all the time. Okay, so let's see the lovely card. So here we are. So this is what we've been working on the last few weeks. It's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it, and it's this lovely pink colour. I absolutely love this light pink. It looks so beautiful on parchment. So yeah, so there we go. So that's so this is what we've got so far. This is how far I've got with the project. So we did the blending of the colour and all of the colouring last week. So we finished all of that off. So it's really nice to see just a little bit of colour. And this morning, just before we came on air, if I magnify a little bit, I just had a little bit of a doodle sesh. I've just kind of made a little butterfly trail, just freehand. But you can, if you wanted to do that, you could use your diagonal, your straight grid, just to do some dots, either the fine or the bold, depending on how bold you wanted the little trails. But I just thought I was just having a little doodle session. I kind of got a little bit involved with it. So yes, so what we're going to concentrate on today is we have, can I magnify this so you can really see up close? There we go. So all of these lovely, I'm going to use this. All of these lovely little, this is the 4 needle. So this is the 4 needle fine. I have decided to use, I think, a flower tool. I thought that would be quite nice, seeing as we're where are we? This way. There we go. I thought I'd use the flower tool because I thought that would be nice. But I have also got the 4 needle, so maybe we can mix it up. Betty asked, when using the mix mat, what side do you use? I use both sides. I don't waste the side of the mix mat, but the rough side is good if you're it's good at breaking off the pigment of the pencil. Yeah, so Jane's right. Rough side has a bit more purchase, so colour sticks to it more, but smooth side works too. Yeah, so I use both sides, but yes, the rough side is better to break up the pigment off the pencil or whatever you're using. So yeah, so short answer is both sides, but rough side more so. So yes, so we are going to tackle this one. It's very pretty, isn't it? So yeah, so we've just got the flower tool, and then once we've done that, we're going to emboss in the flower tool or the 4 needle, whichever one you decide, or you can use the 5 in a circle. That's very lovely too. And then we can tackle the what can we tackle? We'll tackle this side first, this corner first with the semi-square, because then we've got to perforate all in these lovely little flower bits. Well, we haven't got to, but that's what we're going to be doing, just to create that lovely layer. And then we can tackle this side. Or we might tackle this side first and then do those. Yeah, let's do that. Let's tackle this side first, because then that one's a little bit, maybe we'll leave that for next week. So yes, seeing as we're going to start with these little bits here, let's tackle this side first, I think. See, I haven't thought ahead, have I? Okay, so I'm going to bring in my Pico foam. I'm going to bring in the, is this number 2 or number 3? Oh, that's too far away. Let's come back in again, sorry. There we go. So I'm going to use, so I'm not going to come up right to the side because I know obviously that's where my little semi-square is going to be. But yeah, but if you wanted to doodle those little bits, you could. They look quite cute, but you don't have to because Linda didn't. But I just got a bit carried away. Okay, so I'm going to use my Groovi guard just to keep my hands off of the parchment because we've spent so long creating this lovely piece. We don't want to ruin it with smudgy fingers. Okay, so I've got the flower tool. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in just a tiny bit, just enough to mark the parchment really, just because then we're going to emboss within it, and then we can reperforate. So I'm just literally just using the Pico foam on top of the hard side of the mat. So what I mean when just going in just enough just to pierce the parchment, but not going really, really deep. Okay, so yes, I'm just gonna, and it doesn't need to, don't need to be exact with it, just keep on piercing the parchment with your, whichever tool you wanted to use. And what you can do is underneath, I haven't got one here, which is not helpful, but underneath the parchment, to make it stop sound like with that noise, you can use a tumble dry sheet, which will really, really help with the lubricating of the needles as it's going through. But you can use the smallest little segment of your Groovi guard just so it doesn't come up with the parchment too much. So I'm just going to have fun. I might put in a few little 4 needle tools, so I won't do loads. I think it'd be nice to have a little bit of a change. So the nice thing is we don't have to be exact. Let's do one there, there, there. One there. There we go. So like I say, not exact. And then I'm going to come in with my 4 needle bold just to change it up. So I'm going to put one there. That's not a 4 needle bold, that's a 2 needle. That's my 4 needle bold. There we go. That'll teach me not to look in the teach me not to look. So I'm just going to put in 2 of the needles into my 2 needle so that I can make a nice little 4. There we go. Okay, just here and there. Yes, I also usually keep my my tumble dryer sheet near my mat as well. But when I collected my stuff to come in here, for some reason, it didn't come up with the mat. It's always handy to keep one. Right. Put one over here. Okay, so I've done quite a few. I'm not going to do any more because, oh, okay. Apparently that lid wanted to fall onto the floor. I've got butterfingers today. Do you sometimes wake up and sometimes, mean, my spirit animal I always think is a panda because I am incredibly clumsy. Okay, so I'm going to take my Pico foam away. I'm going to go onto the soft side of the mat now. And we're going to do a little bit of embossing. There we go. So I'm going to bring in my Groovi tool. So 4 needle is a little bit easier than the flower tool. But I'm just very, very softly. You can always keep on going by putting light pressure on and just keep on going until you get the desired effect. If you're worried about pressing too hard and going through, because you could always build up the white work on the 4 needles, but you can't once you've gone through the parchment. It's very hard to. I mean, you can stick a butterfly over it or something, but yeah, it's you can't come back after ripping through really. But you can always add more layers if you're worried. So I'm just going to all of the 4 needles first. Okay. So I have a little app on my phone that tells me kind of what day of the week it is, or it comes up on my phone. I don't know where it originally came from. It tells me what kind of because there's loads of national and international days of the year, and there's some really obscure ones as well. It did make me laugh today because apparently today it is National Teddy Bear Day, International Sudoku Day. I like some Sudoku. Sometimes that kind of, I like to work Sudoku out sometimes. A bit like, what's the word game gone? What's the word game called? I can't, my brain's gone. I know quite a few of the design team play it as well, because when I went to the open day, there's a few members of the design team saying, "Oh yes, I play this," and I've managed to do 3 levels, and I can't think of the name of it. Wordle, that's it. Yes, thank you, Hazel and Carol. Thank you. Yes, Wordle. Okay, so I think I've done all of the. What was my point anyway? Oh yeah, International Sudoku Day, National Wiener Schnitzel Day, which is very obscure, but I've never had a Wiener Schnitzel before. And apparently it's Wonderful Weirdos Day as well, National Wonderful Weirdos Day. So it's my day today. Yes, other word puzzles are available, but they're good fun. There we go. So what I'm doing with the flower tool is I'm kind of doing doing the white work like this, but I'm going over the middle hull, and it kind of disappears because you're pushing it back forward again. But once we've done our reperforating, the hole will magically appear again. So okay, so yeah, Wonderful Weirdos Day today. It's amazing kind of what days they make, isn't it, now? Everything has a day. It's like at one point there was a National Crumpet Day. Are they? Yeah, I'll have to try one. I've never tried a Wiener Schnitzel. I'll definitely have to try. Always try something once at least. Yeah, so later on at 2 p.m, if everybody's around, we've got 2 p.m. show. We're going to be going over the Groovi side of the lovely Clarity Street and the Painter. And we get to have a look at the lovely design team work, because there are some really lovely samples, as there always is, of all the lovely design team and what they've created. So it's just nice to spend some time looking at all of those lovely pieces of art. So that's what we're going to be doing at 2 p.m. And I've got a little demo. So yeah, it's going to be nice. So have I done all of the embossing? Yep, I have. Excellent. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the hard side of the mat. I'm going to bring in my Pico foam again. I'm just going to use my one needle bolt. No, my one needle fine. That's not a bolt. I can use a bolt, but I'm going to use a fine. And I'm just going to reperforate. I'm not going all the way through, but just enough to show the holes, especially the hole in the middle, because it got lost when we did our white work. Yes, it seems I'm missing out on a Wiener Schnitzel by the sounds of the chat. Definitely have to try one now. I do like my food. I'm a foodie. I'll try everything once, apart from oysters and snails. I won't ever try those. There we go. So just reperforating through all the tools. I like the flower tool. I'm going to have to start using it again. I've been creating the design samples and organising the leaflet and everything of the next module, the next workshop now. So that's going to be fun. Looking forward to that. Oh yeah, in a minute I'll show you, once I've perforated these, I'm just going to show you the plates that we're going to be using in the next YouTube Groovi Tuesday. Get a chance to have a look at Linda's lovely sample again, because that's what we're going to be doing after. So we've got this week and next week of this project, and then I'm going to be going on to those lovely flower gift plates of Linda's, which she designed originally for the retreat. The lovely thing about the workshops and the retreats for parchment is, you know, Linda's going to create something lovely for the retreat. There we are. So I have now embossed and reperforated all of the little tools. So I think it looks quite nice with the 4 needle and the flower tool. A little bit different. There we go. So, oh yeah, so what I'll do, just while whoever is joining in catches up with that little bit, I thought what I'll do is I'm going to show you these lovely plates that Linda created for the retreat, and also they are on sale. Let me put them in some sort of, there we go, that's the order. Okay, so I'm just going to move this to one side. I'm just going to bring in the dahlia. So isn't that nice? This is the actual design, that one of them that Linda uses for the retreat. So they're lovely dahlias, aren't they lovely? And I love the corner and the ribbon all the way around the outside. I think that's so pretty. So you can use either a little bow, or you can use those in corners, or you can use it as a whole frame, which is nice. So that's 4515. And then we have this one. I like this one. Little simple flowers in a flower pot. Really pretty. And I love the lovely little squiggly bow as well. That's really pretty. So that's 4516. And then we have the roses, the rose of the bunch. This looks really, really lovely with white work. Really, really pretty. You can use use that with your white work. So it's a good little thing to practice a different type of white work than what we were doing in the white work course. A lot of you may feel like you can tackle that would be really pretty. And then lastly, we've got the tulip gift bag. I love the little tags as well. Most of them but the roses have a tag, so you've got that really pretty one. I have a good idea with this to do with the Groovi Tuesday. So I'm thinking of a few different plates for the Groovi Tuesday. Definitely this one. I think I love the primulas with the leaves and everything, and I have a really good idea to do with this. So yeah, I've got my design head on, and I love this bow as well. This bow is really lovely, so maybe use that as well. I mean, the little hearts are pretty as well as little infills. So there's really, these are really, really lovely. And let me just show you the 2 lovely cards that Linda did for the retreat, because they really are beautiful, and I think it's worth having another look. So isn't this lovely? So this is using the dahlia. So you can see here, Linda's used just a corner, but just left out the bow in the middle to create the 4 corners. And then this lovely gift box bag and the little tag, a little bit of white work as well. So you can really see that's such gorgeous white work there. Look, we're coming in really close. Let me just, there we go. That lovely shadow embossing. Look at that. And that's how you get that lovely frill look for the for your white work. So, you know, you have your strong white here, and then it fades into the bag because that's where the shadow would be. So yeah, that looks so gorgeous. Look at the colouring on that. Isn't that lovely? And that's using the pergoliners. So some really, really lovely ones. And then the other one, let me come out a little bit. There we go. So the other one was more white work and just a little hint of colour. So you can see that lovely ribbon effect with the white work. So gorgeous. if you ever want to take screenshots as well, this would look really lovely. If you have these plates now, or you've bought them, and you want to recreate this, take a couple of screenshots so you can, because that's what I do with something. If I wanted to recreate it, I just take a screenshot and then you can magnify it on your phone and really go into depth and see and break everything down. So I love how this is colour and then white work as well. I think that's so gorgeous. So yeah, so those are the two lovely cards that Linda created, and I think they're so pretty. They're really lovely plates to work with, and I'm looking forward to working with those for a few weeks. So yeah, there's been so many amazing groovy plates and stamps over the last few weeks as well. I've been in my element, seeing all of the lovely things coming through, and more amazing things to come as well. Got some lovely things. Some amazing things coming. I can't say anything, but some amazing things are coming. Okay, so I am now going to tackle the semi-square. So what you'll see in, let me show you. What you'll see in the corner, so if I come in, go to this corner. So you can see the semi-square along here, but the semi-square has been hooked to make almost like a really large semi-square. So that's by hooking this side and this side into each other, so which looks really effective. So that is what we're going to do first. So I'm going to move my parchment to get it into a position in which I want it to be in. Ooh. Then I'm going to, oh good, so I'm glad you've ordered the plates ready for Groovi Tuesday. They are really gorgeous. Whether we're doing them for Groovi Tuesday or not, they're just really pretty. So we're just going in, and I'm going to work my way down right up until here. Also, what we could do is we can get up to a point in which we can, and then we can use, for example, I think I could probably just get one tool in there because I've left quite a big gap. But if you can't, Linda here has used, you can either just use the bottom part, hold on, just use the bottom part, so you're not pressing the whole tool in, and then you can reperforate with the one needle, or you can use your grid and pretend that you're doing every other hole to make it look similar. Is this as close as, no, number 3. Okay. Yeah, so it's just that's just a hole, and then obviously this lovely embossed detail here. But yeah, you could just carry the pattern on with your grid. The semi-square on the end, let me show you. It's going to pick it up in a minute. Hello. Oh, there you go. So it's kind of like a big triangle eating a little triangle. Like a giant, yeah. There you go. So yeah. But it's got lots of, and the nice thing about these tools is that you can see that there's the 2 end needles and the one at the front are longer, so which helps for positioning your tool into the other, whether you're doing it this way from front triangle or the two ends. So that's really, really helpful. Yes, I bet you have, Jane. I bet you've had loads of fun recently. You've had lots of lovely things to play with. Okay, so I'm just going to carry this down. So I'm going to hook, oh, hang on a minute, you can't see. I'm going to hook the first needle into the last hole. And then when I'm pressing down, I'm making sure that the next hole is very close to the white line. Doesn't seem to like my fingers. There you go. There we are. I don't know whether you might be able to see better if I go to camera 3. There we go. Is that better, everyone? Yeah, the semi-square is really, really lovely. I do recommend it because you can create some lovely, lovely borders with the semi-square. I mean, you can create lovely borders with all of them. Semi-square is probably was for a long time my most used. What am I doing? That way. There we go. Yeah, just working my way down. So nice to have a card where the border is on the inside as well. I love the design of Linda's. There we go. So I have gone right to there we go. I might squeeze one in. Will I? Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. There we go. I squeezed one into the corner. Just about. An alternative to the semi-square. I suppose you could, if you have the Pico V tools, I suppose you could use a small Pico V tool inside a larger Pico V tool. That gives you, because semi-square has a point at the end, when you Pico cut it out, it's almost like you get a little castle turret. However, with the Pico V tool, the way that the needles are designed is there's 2 right at the end. So when you Pico cut it, it gives you a nice point at the end. So if you do have the Pico V tools, that could be a good alternative to use a small Pico V tool inside a large Pico V tool. There's 3 sizes. There's the small, the medium, and the large Pico V tool. They're really, really lovely to work with as well. And that is an alternative to the semi-square, like the large one, because you have that lovely point. So depends what look you want, because I quite like the little castle turret, but I also do love the Pico V tools. But definitely have a look at the look at the books and what the amazing borders that all of the tools can create. They're so special. Okay, so I'm now going to tackle this one. So let me just reposition it. We're going up. But I just want, first of all, making sure that the tool's are on the right side, because it wasn't just then. the good thing about actually this corner tool, where are we going? Here. So as I was saying earlier, the two needle tools at either end and the one at the front, don't poke yourself, Louise. The one at the front, as you can see there, is longer. So which actually helps when creating this corner, because what you can do with this is you make sure that you're going the right way with it. You can hook the front needle and the side needle to create that corner. So let me come back onto the overhead. Where are we? There we are. So that means that you can hook this one and this one. Hold on. That hole there right in the corner, and then this one, they're a bit bolder, can you see? The reason they're bolder is because obviously the needles are longer, so they go further into the parchment. But yes, those two can be hooked into each other, and then you can carry on your border now along there. Yes, I do love the semi-square, because it does make everything look really lacy. There we go. So I'm going to carry on and go up. So if I go back onto the third one. There we go. We're going to go. I need to create an angle here. So making sure I'm going the right, using the tool the right way. There we go. So I'm definitely going over the right way. There we go. So I'm just using my Groovi guard. And we're just going to work our way up now. So usually I would work from the top down, but because I've created this corner, I need to go from the bottom up. Because otherwise, if you create the corner and then go from the top down, it may not, the tool may not meet. Then you're left with a little gap. So even though it's kind of not the right direction for me, we're making it work. I think this is really pretty. I love this tool. Mind you, I say when I'm using them, sorry, my finger's very nice. When I'm using that, I say that about all of the tools. Be like, oh, I like this one. I should use this one more often. But those books that are the volume 1 and the volume 2 of Linda's lovely tool books, they are really, really good. If you're stuck on tool using your tools and thinking, oh, what can I use that for, then those books really do come in handy, because they are really, really lovely. Now, doesn't that look nice? Hold on, let me get up here. Well done, Linda. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I love that. The tool inside the border. So pretty. And that's a good thing. If you're not feeling too hot about the picot cutting yet, then there's nothing stopping you from creating your lovely tool borders within your work, because that looks absolutely stunning, doesn't it? This here, this lovely corner is so beautiful. It's just stunning to have that, and you've only just perforating with your tool and then freehand embossing. So I did ask Linda, I said, did you use a grid for that? She said, no, I did that freehand. I'm like, it's perfect. You sure you didn't use a grid? She's like, no, freehand. I'm like, wow. So yeah, Pretty. So yeah, so there's nothing stopping you from using these lovely tools because you can create them inside. I mean, okay, you can. This is all Pico cut out. Very, very pretty. Looks really, really lovely inside the border as well, but that looks absolutely stunning too. So yeah, so pretty. I love this card. I've really enjoyed working with this card. It's been so lovely. Right, so that is that corner done. So we've done quite well. So we've done our lovely tools, and then we've done our lovely tool work inside the border. So that's that little bit done. And I might tackle that. I know what I do. I'm going to emboss. Let's tackle the embossing, and then next week we can tackle this corner. Let's do a corner a day, corner Groovi Tuesday session. There we go. So I'm going to use the number 2. You could, in theory, use a grid if you wanted to. You could use the fine or the bold grid. You would just line it up. I haven't got a grid in here with me, but you can line up. It will take you a while, but you can line it up over a grid, and then if it was a fine grid, you could use the 1mm or the 1. If it's a bold grid, then you would use your number 2. But I'm going to freehand. Just have some fun. So when you first perforate these, you won't want to perforate them too, like we discussed with this, you don't want to perforate too far into the parchment, because when it comes to then embossing, you can't put as much pressure on the further the tool goes through, because what will happen is it will go through. Your tool will make a hole. We don't want that. So yeah, so I'm going to start from the top, work my way, start from this way, work my way up. So I'm not wiggling too much. I'm kind of just, and like I was saying with these tools, is you can always build up the pressure. I'm not wiggling it too much. I don't know if you can see that. I'm moving my hand a little bit, but just wiggling the pressure in, but I'm not actually moving the tool itself. And then that creates the dot. So you don't want to press too much, but you can build up the white work if you're worried about going through. So we'll just and so Linda's put one within the small triangle. There we go. So let's turn that over. There we are. It looks like actually Linda, from the look of that, she has infilled the triangle a little bit more actually. The white dots look bigger than mine, so I'm just going to wiggle the tool a little bit more just to build it up. Yeah, that's better. So you can see that they're a little bit whiter, and they've filled the space up a little bit within. So we're just going to carry on parching. There we go. Can we see? Yes, we can see. So I'm just infilling a little bit more, not putting too much pressure on, but like I was saying, you can build it up. You can always add, but you can't take away. There we go. So I'm just going to continue going up here. It's going to take a while, but once it's done, it looks really, really pretty. I hope everybody's weekend went well. I had a bit of one of those weekends that you have to catch up with jobs. So I didn't get much artwork done. But there was lots of bits and pieces to do. My mum usually comes food shopping with me, but she wasn't very well at the weekend, so I did the food shopping. Then we, the animals were cleaned out. Our lovely rabbit and guinea pigs. It's getting a bit chillier in the mornings, so their summer setup is it's going to have to be moved around and sorted out. It's starting to get a little bit colder. Okay, so just carrying on. Sorted out my wardrobe as well, because I like to see things in my wardrobe, and then quite a minimalist sometimes with things. But I had to put away all my summer dresses and everything, and I've got all my autumn bits and pieces out and all my jumpers, because it's starting to get a little bit chillier now. So I've got all my jumpers out. I do like the seasons as they come. Like, I don't dread winter. I love to experience the seasons as they come. I do love autumn though. I do love to see all of the colours and the trees and everything, and yeah, I do love autumn. I love every season as it comes, put it that way. I love summer when it's here. I love winter in moderation, like when it starts to get February and things. Last winter seemed like really long winter because we didn't have a great summer. There was lots of rain and storms in the summer. I just remember always having to, in the summer, clean out the hutches and everything in the rain. That's all I remember about last summer. But we've had such a lovely summer this year. I don't actually mind going into the next season now. Whereas last year I thought, oh, well, it's the same old weather, but just shorter nights. Although that's something I am going to miss, is the longer nights, because I always think in winter you feel like you want to hibernate in the evening. But in the summer, like, I can do bits and pieces outside or something after work. So it does. But yeah, I look forward to kind of like watching Halloween films and Christmas films and stuff. The dreaded C word. But I do love all those things. But yeah, I don't like the dark nights or the short days. You know, I don't enjoy that element. last night it was about 8 o'clock and it was it was quite dark. And I thought, I'm going to go to bed in a minute. And then I looked at the time, I thought, oh, it's only 8 o'clock. I don't need to go to bed yet. So we've got to the corner now. So we're getting there. Yeah, in my last job in the winter, I was leaving home and it was dark, and I was going home and I was driving in the dark, and it was really awful. I mean, I'm very, very lucky now. I work here and it's only a few minutes away from home, but I'm absolutely loving life at the moment. My last job was I wasn't enjoying it so much because I was constantly tired. There were long days, like I would do overtime, and by the time I got home it was like 8 o'clock at night. But yeah, I'm loving life at the moment. I really am. Things are good. I'm enjoying doing all my parchment and my little art journaling. It's amazing working here as well. It's to do the Groovi Tuesday every week. Talk complete nonsense to everyone. You can spend a little bit more time doing this to make everything perfect, but I'm just going through the process. But it's very, very lovely card. And don't forget, you can use this composition with anything. You can put anything in the middle if you wanted to, down the middle, and then create one side with tool work and then in a border, and then the other side you could cut out. Really nice. Yeah, it does. Yeah. I mean, you spend so long in a job. You spend most of your awake life. What? Awaking your conscious life. You spend a lot of time at work, so it's good to enjoy it. It's good to do something that you love. It really does help. We've got our open days coming up in November, so and everybody enjoys that. It's lovely to see everyone, and it's a lovely time to spend with other creatives. Gosh, where's that time gone? Okay, so I'm more or less there. Taking me a bit of time. I've only got a few, but I can do that. There's no worries. Let me come out a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that must be lovely, Jane, to retire and be able to spend more time crafting, and you have more time to do art and everything. It must be really lovely. Lovely. So that's where we are at the moment. So we've been tackling this lovely card here. So next week, I think all we've got to do next week is this little part here, and then we can perforate all around the flowers, and then we'd cut that bit out. But yeah, so yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Lovely. So 2 p.m. today, we have our lovely Clarity Street and Painters Groovi plates on this afternoon at 2 p.m. Mia and Paul, or Paul and I, will be here at 2 p.m. So that's gonna be good. So looking forward to that. And yeah, tomorrow we have our second module of the colouring course. So we have still, if you still wanted to, I think most of you watching this already probably are doing the colouring course. But for anybody that doesn't, it's you can still sign up online. I can't quite remember the code. Paul remembers them off the top of his head. I want to say 60227. I don't know if I'm right, but if I am, that's good. But yeah, so there's still tomorrow and next Wednesday session. So if you still wanted to be a part of it and still go into the classroom and have a look around, the last session, last Wednesday, would be on there already. And then we've still got 2 more lives. So yeah, looking forward to that tomorrow as well. So yeah, so I'll see you at 2 p.m. with Paul. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you so much, Jane, for being in the room and yeah, chatting with everybody and putting up links and everything. So thank you very much for that. So yeah, I will see you 2 p.m. Take care, everyone. Bye.